Hello. So here's a collage of the week, which is a little bit more of a less dire and sinister subject I had for the last two ones, which were on nuclear war, both of them. This one is a piece called, it's actually a handcut piece called "From Knowledge I Spring," and all of the elements from here came from those knowledge magazines that were also, a book collection where you'd buy a magazine each week. The idea is you buy a magazine each week after each seat. In this case, because these became in big binders of encyclopedias. Once you got a certain amount, then you would order the hardcover for it, and he'd put them in. And some magazines like this. I think this one actually could have been bought initially as you could buy reprints, I think, as actual books. I haven't got the actual hardcovers anymore, so I can't remember how they bound. Because to make more space room for myself for my source material, I basically just lopped off for some sources. I just lopped off the hardcovers and put them in as magazines, because or almost like soft cover books, just so I could gain a bit more space in the box I was keeping my material in. Um, so all these come from that. This is why you have this little weird white um, dome, almost dome at the top, is because that was just the shape of the image as I and I've image as I cut it out. Although what I could do, if I wanted to, in this case I'm preserving the actual original handcut image. I could, if I wanted to, using Photoshop airbrush or clone stamp this bit so it's ends up being a full, properly rectangle shaped piece, which I might still do at some point. But this one is from 2001, and as you can see, I haven't actually signed this one here anywhere. Just when I was only periodically signing stuff. So my signature's not on the front. I would no doubt be written on the back. Um, and So I started off with this initial image of um, it was about astronomical observations. So here you had the two stars here that are being, I think it's two stars that are being observed, and maybe there's some observatories there. I cannot remember what the article's about really, or the scientific principle. But when I was looking through, I came across this statue, a piece of a statue of a guy with arms outstretched, and I saw how well it fit in there. So I thought, well, that would be good. And again, I wanted to put something over what was ever was there behind the book, and the book image came along, and so I put that on, and that's as simply as it came about. And it has the title has the two meanings of the fact that from knowledge I spring, in the fact that people are being elevated by knowledge, by learning things, but also it's also all the elements came from that knowledge book. So that was the little joke behind the piece. And it's one of these ones where it came from great sources that I really like the look of. It's just aesthetically pleasing, these kind of drawings. While I do like doing photographic images as well, this is, for me, my favourite. I can't exactly explain why. I don't know if it's just because of my primary inspiration for doing this was Walter Smith, and he got his stuff from old educational materials and uh, um, and old Americana magazines with their adverts and some of those illustrations. So it was my way of getting as close to that as I could at the time, because obviously back in the late 90s, or in this case 2001 when I made it, but I bought this source material in the late 90s. These old issues of National Geographic were not easy to get. The internet was only really coming in its infancy then, and buying stuff using things like eBay, which just was not really possible back then, or not easy. So I had to get what I could from car beat sales and charity shops. For Americans who don't know what a car beat sale is, like what you call a yard sale, etc. Instead of being from somebody's, or it's like a pop up flea market even, or yard sales probably closer. But instead of being on someone's garden, front lawn, or yard, as you would call them. Um, they have they people organise a car beat sale, and they would organise a place for it to happen, advertise it, and people could just turn up with a car, pay some money for a pitch, pop up some tables. Usually, those tables you use for pasting wallpaper, and put the stuff out for sale. And these, I'm sure I've talked about when I got these before. These all this is it was it was just the best haul ever because I got these a whole load of these books, and maybe about 15 of them or something. Lots of great material in, and also the box to put they came in was part of the sale as well, which was very good. Or the guy threw it in, I can't remember. And this all cost me £5. So I've got the most use out of, and I've still got a bunch of this. I've got so many pieces of artwork from this, and I've still got lots of pages that I can use. So that's how good it was. So that's a history of that piece, right down to where I got the materials from. I'm very much proud of this piece. I just like the way it's all come together. Um, so let me know what you think of it. As always, like, share, and subscribe. And my description has my link tree, which has merch links, socials, and I've linked to all those old issues of my old the digital collage magazine I put up together, cultural section. That's been put there now, so you can have a look at those. And I'm going to release the covers for those as shorts for people to look at and see if they get interested. So yeah, so and I shall speak to you soon. Thank you.